So if you've made the sweet little heart blocks, today's when they come together in a finished baby quilt. And if you haven't seen those, there's a link in the description below to the video tutorial and free pattern. Hi, I'm Anne. Today I'm going to be finishing up the How Much I Love You baby quilt. It's for my new grandniece who was born early. Her name's Harlow. And so she's ready now and I need to get this finished. So in this video, I'll be taking you through assembling the blocks for the top, putting it on the long arm and quilting it out, and then I'll bind it for the finish. At the end of the video, I will give you a really good look at the finished quilt and a close-up of the quilting, and then I'll throw it through the wash so we can see what it looks like afterwards. So let's get started. So when I put quilt tops together, I look for ways to do it in sections, and that way I can take the sections and measure them and adjust as I go, and by the time I get to the end of putting the top together, it comes out a bit more accurately sized that way. And that's what I did here on this baby quilt. I found that it was a perfect opportunity to do 9 patches. So as you can see in the diagrams, that's how I split this one up. And then once I got to the end and I had all of those 9 patches sewn together, I was able to finish the quilt top by just putting together the giant 9 patch that finished the inside of the top. So for this quilt top, for the 9 patches, the smaller ones and then the large one, I used the webbing technique. If you don't know what that is, I have a link in the description below to a tutorial. It's just a 3-minute short I did on that if you'd like to learn more about that. But it just makes it easier to keep track of what goes where so you don't get mixed up on that, and also it makes it a bit faster to put together. So once the interior of the quilt top was all put together, I took it to the cutting table and measured it and did a little bit of trimming before I added the borders. This quilt design is extremely forgiving that way because of all those big squares around the outside. You can get away with, shaving a little off here and there and no one will notice. So once I had the quilt top kind of even and square, I measured the sides and cut my borders. And then to attach the borders, what I do is I find the center of the border and find the center of that side of the quilt. And then I pin the 2 centers together. And then I pin either end together on the outside. And then I put some pins in between all of those. So once the borders were sewn on the quilt, it was time to give it a good press in preparation for putting it on the long arm. Once that was done, I got to go look for a new baby pantograph. I've pretty much used all the ones that the Pro Stitcher library has, so I wanted to get something new. This is for my niece, so yeah, she needs something cute. So I found this adorable little pattern that has bees and flowers on it. So then I finished the rest of the preparations ahead of loading the long arm, and part of that is pressing the quilt back. I got a really cute flannel that matches the fabric line on the front of the quilt. So then it was time to load the long arm. I pinned the backing to the back roller and then I pinned it to the front roller. And I need to get some of those red snappers. Pinning takes a long time. And then I put the batting on and put a base line across the top of the batting that's straight. And I use that base line to line up my quilt top so that I know it's level. And after about 3 hours of the long arm throwing fits and me cussing and troubleshooting, I was finally able to get the thing stitching out. And that's a normal process we do every time. So yeah. So while the long arm was getting started, I took some time to prepare the binding. I got this pretty pink fabric from a sheet that I got for $5 at a thrift store. So money well spent. I'm doing a newer binding method. For me, it's still a bit clunky. I don't know if you guys have switched binding methods. I feel like I switch binding methods like I change underwear. I'll share with you a tutorial for how I'm doing my new binding method. How do you guys do your binding? Let me know in the comments. I think a lot of people hand sew it to the back, but I'm not sure like what percentage of people do it like that. I feel like a lot of people do. Yeah, and if you do machine bind, how do you do yours? There's a few different ways. I'm curious. So this is what the Pro Stitcher layout looks like on the screen once you've got your design all duplicated and quilt size. And then zooming in, you can watch it stitch out the design. I think I could watch this all day long. So let me take you down to watch it stitch out on the actual quilt. Each one of those little flower petals has like 7 stitches in it, and the machine has to slow down a lot when it's stitching tiny little circles like that. Otherwise, it'll eyelash. So yeah, this design took quite a while to stitch out all the way. So I wanted to share with you my current binding method, and I've got some illustrations and I'll just kind of talk through it. It's actually a really cool machine binding method. To me, it's about the cleanest one I've seen. So first I set my stitch length at a 3 or higher, and I just based the binding to the front first, and I'm trying to get my seam allowance to exactly what's necessary for this. And so my first try, I pull the binding around to the back, and the idea here is that the binding I pull around needs to cover the stitch line from the front by about 1/8 of an inch. If it doesn't, then I pick my stitches out and I try again with a smaller seam allowance. And once I get it to where when I pull it around, like on the screen now, where the binding covers that stitch line by about 1/8 of an inch, then I've got it in the right place. So then when I'm done sewing the binding onto the front, then to get the binding onto the back, I stitch in the ditch on the front. And as long as I keep that binding taut on the around the back, theoretically I should be catching the binding if I'm stitching in the ditch, because I know that binding extended beyond that stitch line on the back. So I hope that makes sense. corners are weird because you're kind of doing them blind, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, not bad for blind. Yay. All right. If you'd like to make this How Much I Love You Baby quilt, check out this video for cutting instructions and everything you need to get the components for the top ready. And if you'd like a free pattern for the sweet little heart block, check out this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.